What's going on, everybody? Happy New Year. I'm Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and these are my NBA DFS contenders for FanDuel for Friday, January 1st, 2021. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all of our other content goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman so you can get updates to these sim results as we get closer to lock. I'm back in business now. We're kicking it off in 2021. Keep your eyes peeled around 6 p.m. tonight. That's where I'll post my final update as we get closer to lock. Finally, let me know in the comment section, who are your favorite options on FanDuel for tonight? Rounding out the bottom of my top 10, CJ McCollum, Naz Reid, Drew Holiday, Damian Lillard, and RAUL Neto. Who will be the top 5 plays of the day? My favorites for the first day of 2021? It's time to find out. First guy up, I'm going to John Collins. Power forward eligibility, 7K, projected just shy of 37 fantasy points. You're looking for about 45 on a slate like today. I think he hits that about 15% of the time, but his raw score is enough to put him in the optimal 24% of the time. 31-minute projection, 22% usage rate, projected for just shy of 20 and 10. I got him at 19.5 and 8.8 rebounds. That's a pretty decent stand to take on John Collins. He's a 1.15 fantasy point per minute guy normally. Pace is going to be massive in this spot. I love it here. I don't normally get to John Collins a lot, but I think 7K is just too cheap for his role on this team. Now, we've got a lot of value on the slate today, which means number 4, you get to him pretty easily. It's Giannis ANTETOKOUNMPO. Power forward eligibility, 11,400. I've got him projected for 55 fantasy points. You're looking for 67. I think he does that like 10% of the time, shows up in the optimal 27% of the time. You know what you're getting out of Giannis. He's the best fantasy point per minute guy in the league. I'm giving him 34 minutes. He's a 1.62 guy, somewhere in that neighborhood. 33% usage, 29, 13, and 5. That's the baseline projection. You're not at all worried about the shorthanded Bulls who don't really have anybody that can slow him down to begin with. This is a pace-up spot for Milwaukee. I think they're gaining close to almost 5 more possessions for this game than their normal averages. All signs point to an awesome spot for Giannis. I know people are going to be a little bit worried about the potential for a blowout. Giannis is so efficient, I'm not super concerned with it. I think he starts to right the ship a little bit. He's been, I don't want to say bad, because that would be insane, but he's been a little lackluster to start this season. I'm projecting him right at his normal rates. If he happens to have a slightly outlier game, you're going to need him. The raw points are massive. That puts Giannis number 4. Next up, number 3, center Thomas Bryant, 5,800, projected for 38 fantasy points. The goal is 39, so he's going to get there a lot. I just think he's simply too cheap. He's out there a ton. I'm giving him 32 minutes, league average usage rate, so about 20%. That's 18.5 and 8.5 as just a baseline. Taking on Minnesota, no Karl Anthony Towns. The team is not very good defensively. He doesn't have anything that he's going to need to worry about. He's normally a 1.07 fantasy point per minute guy. I'm projecting him a little bit higher than that. I think he's taking a little bit of a step forward in his game. It's a relatively pace neutral spot. They do gain about a possession, but nothing to write home about. This is just simply a price play on a center that goes north of 30 minutes. He's been having a great season to start. I love Thomas Bryant tonight. I think he's one of the best plays of the slate. You're going to see him in the DraftKings video, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Should be a link around here somewhere. He is in a fantastic spot. Naz Reid, not going to be able to slow him down. Ed Davis, too old for this mess. It's Thomas Bryant season. You want to get Thomas Bryant tonight. If you're looking for a good pairing with Giannis, number 2, Thad Young. Now, keep a close eye on this one. He has been out injured a little bit longer in the tooth. Wouldn't surprise me if for some reason he sat on this back-to-back, but they are super short-handed because of COVID restrictions. Thad Young, 3,700 at the power forward spot. I've got him projected for 26 fantasy points in 28 minutes. He's normally about a fantasy point per minute guy. And at that price tag, you only really need like 28.5, 29, somewhere in that neighborhood. Excellent value option tonight, so long as he is playing. It's a tough spot against Milwaukee. You're not looking for anything too crazy when you're rostering someone at this salary tier. A little bit of a pace-up spot for Chicago. That seems nice. But right now, what you're trying to do is grab minutes at a cheap price tag, and I think Thad Young is one of the best options to do it on this slate. Now, before we get to number one, it's one last reminder. Hit that thumbs up, helps me out tremendously. Follow me on Twitter, at Josh Engleman. You don't want to miss these sim updates. We're diving in hard for 2021. I'm excited to put out the sim updates later on today. Don't miss it. And don't forget, let me know in the comment section who are your favorite options for today. Now it's time for my number one contender. Finally, the number one spot, we're going to Otto Porter. Small forward eligibility, 4,400, and I've got him projected for 31 fantasy points. I'm giving him 30 minutes. Again, I'm hoping that he can take that sort of role in a back-to-back, but they are short-handed. Porter filled it up yesterday. GPP goal of 32, basically a coin flip to hit this. He's a fantastic value. You're not going to find this many, or this quality of a point per dollar play anywhere else on the slate unless we get more news. Neutral usage rate, 20%, 15-6, a couple assists, maybe a steal or two. He's going to do a little bit of everything, but at 4,400, you don't need him to go crazy. And it's not out of the realm of possibility that he just simply does go crazy for that salary tier. I can't see a reason you're not rostering a ton of Otto Porter, especially at a small forward spot that's usually difficult to fill. It's a 1.1 fantasy point per minute guy over his career. I'm actually projecting him a little bit lower than that for this game just because of the difficulty going up against Milwaukee. Even being pessimistic, Otto Porter is still my number one play of the day. You cannot turn your back on this value unless he happens to end up being out of this game. But otherwise, Otto Porter is the number one contender. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for the first of the year, the first slate of 2021. I'm excited to play it. I'm loading up on FanDuel tonight, trying to get that money, baby. It's going to be good. I'll be back again Monday morning with another contenders. Nothing on the weekend. I gotta get a little bit of rest in. So good luck tonight, and I will see you guys again Monday morning.